Hi, everyone. I wanted to hop on and share with you really quickly my science journal that I just made. I was typing out directions and I thought maybe just a video would make more sense. So, this is my science journal. Now, you can change it to be a math journal, a reading journal, an entire grade level journal, whatever you want, because I've left it pretty editable. So, I'm just going to talk through how I'm going to use it and then use your wonderful teacher brain to figure out what you want to do. So right here, I've typed in science journal. This is editable. So if you want it to say reading, whatever. And then I have tabs. So I was thinking back, like, remember dividers that used to put in binders? Anyway, this way it kind of can help kids jump through to the right section. They can write their name here. You could write your name here. Depends on how you choose to use it. So then this is where you're really going to be happy because this took forever. So what I have here is I have hyperlinked slides. So I have it set up so that each of my tabs has 7 pages. I think that's totally going to be enough for an entire unit. Um, and so what I did here was this is editable. So like if this becomes like ecosystems vocabulary or ecosystems overview, I would just change this title here and then it's already hyperlinked. So you don't want to mess with the slide over this column over here where it says slide. So if this becomes my ecosystem overview, then I would type that in here and then the kids would click over here and it would take them here. Now, what am I going to put on these pages? I'm going to put videos, anchor charts, notes, maybe links to songs, maybe links to games, epic book links, like whatever multiple modalities I'm trying to get the kids to learn the standards with, that's what I'm going to put on these pages. So you can kind of see why I put 7 pages. So, for example, in 4th grade, we start with like an ecosystem, like what are the producers, consumers, decomposers. So maybe like that's a slide. And then we move on to making a food web and a food chain. Maybe that's a slide. Then what happens if something happens to one of those links in the food chain? Maybe that's another slide or page in my notebook. And so on the top of every page, you can see that I have table of contents, so it takes them back here if they need to move around. The tabs are also clickable. It takes you to the cover page. So you can see that in my table of contents, I kind of tried to color code it, but so it's still readable. So like all these pages are supposed to be about ecosystems or whatever your first tab is. So then you would come in here, click this, takes you right back to ecosystems cover page. This is editable. So if you choose to not make science or you have like another science standard, sorry, brain, I've been up for too long. So you can change this because the text isn't hyperlinked, the box is hyperlinked. So you'd be able to change this to another word like nonfiction, and the box will still take you to slide 2. Okay, so that was one of the things that I did. And it kind of just goes like that. Pretty easy. And it just says like title, 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 so that you can change that. You can put in whatever you want. If you guys have ever used Flat Icon, it's an awesome website and they've got really cute icons that you could bring in to try to like put in a computer so that you could put the YouTube video inside the computer. Or like if you want students to respond to something, then you might want to put that like a picture of a pencil in there and they click on that to go to the work. So for me, this is going to be my teacher example. I'm not going to have it so that each student has their own copy. And the reason is it's too difficult to modify the slides for the students once I've already assigned it to them. So what I want to do is, let me go back up here to ecosystems. So let's say like I have a video here and then I have a link to an epic book and I have some like anchor chart that I've made. If there's work that I'm going to do, I'm going to insert an image. Let me go ahead and insert an image or a text box. And I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to say like, I guess you guys need a little bit more context. Let's say that we just did producers, consumers, and decomposers. And I needed the students to then go practice on a Quizlet. their vocabulary. So then I might type in here, practice on Quizlet. Okay. And then I'm going to hyperlink this. I'm going to hyperlink it by going Control K and then inserting whatever it is that I'm trying to hyperlink it to. That way, the students will do their work, but they don't need to write in here. So, for example, if I need them to do some type of written response, then I would hyperlink it to um, their Google form or another Google document where they're going to write or a Padlet, wherever I'm choosing for them to have their work, that's what I'll hyperlink. So this is more like a visual textbook. It wouldn't necessarily be for their notes. And that's just for me for simplicity's sake. In the blog, I kind of wrote some examples for what you could do. And my suggestion for that would be something like make one unit at a time or make one week at a time if you want the students to do that and already have the entire thing built out like what videos are you going to put in there, what anchor charts are you going to put in there, make the boxes already for students to type. So like where it says type here, if this was a student question, like I would already have the student question here, and then I would have the type here written so that students know like, okay, this is where I need to respond. Things like that is what I would do to help you have it organized out enough because in my opinion teaching kids to copy and paste and bring things in is a little bit too difficult for probably the first week of school, which is where I'm at in using this. So I hope you find this helpful. I hope it made sense. I hope you can use it, and if you do use it, please share it with other teachers, send them to my page so that they can get their own copy of it, and let me know. Definitely tag me in it if you guys use it. I'm so excited about this. Nerd alert.